For 21 years, Judge Irv Condon and Associate Judge Tamara Curry have been presiding over the Charleston County Probate Court. In this edition of Quintin's Close-Ups, I speak exclusively with the two judges one-on-one. And be sure to download the free Quintin's Close-Ups app in your Apple or Google Play stores. And listen to this interview later on iHeartRadio. Judge Irv Condon, Judge Tamara Curry, it's so good to see you.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good to see you.
Oh, I appreciate it greatly. As we sit here right now, I want to talk to you about the Charleston County Probate Court judge position, and obviously the court itself. I know that just in July, you guys created the Odell Veterans Court. As we sit here right now, what is that like in your mind?
It's a way for us to help our veterans. We've always been trying to be helpful to everyone. First with our senior citizens. We have an adult assistance and guardianship monitoring program. We do that with the Charleston School of Law. The Veterans Program is, we've been helping our veterans through our adult drug court, and we want to continue to help them. And we've got a separate Veterans Court run by another lawyer judge, Judge Peter Quintin, who is a Marine Corps veteran. All of our judges are lawyers, myself, Judge Curry, Judge Kirshner,
Right.
and Judge Quintin. And so we've got a very experienced and able staff, and we've been serving the citizens of Charleston for a long time and want to continue to do that.
And Judge Curry, what's that experience like in your mind?
Being a judge, a probate judge in Charleston County, you see people, because we have different divisions at different times in their lives, definitely through the estate division. That means that a family member or someone that they're connected to, that they've had a loss. And so you're dealing with individuals who come to you mourning and, with mourning and grief. And so we're assisting them in that particular way. And then with the guardianships and conservatorship cases, most of those cases involved our elderly. So we're helping and assisting with a different population. So we're able to help our citizens in times of need. And definitely with our specialty courts, the juvenile drug court, the adult drug court, and also our mental health court, we're dealing with individuals who either have substance abuse issues or they suffer with mental illness. And so we're able to help a varied amount of persons who are dealing with different issues.
And
I would say this, that we started the adult drug court about 20 years ago, and then we came along with the mental health court. These are initiatives that we've started while I've been the judge of probate. So there are additional work that we have picked up. Judge Curry heads up the mental health court.
Yeah.
Judge
It's
Cooper.
actually the first, and we actually started the first mental health court in the state of South Carolina.
Wow.
And the second adult drug court in the state. So.
Wow. And I know you guys got that from Seattle and Miami respectively?
Correct. The adult drug court started in Miami, Florida. We had a terrible crack cocaine problem, and we went down there and visited their court. We brought up the founder for drug court, Judge Stanley Goldstein, and worked with our prosecutor and public defender here and started that adult drug court. And then other specialty courts have come, like the mental health court where we went to Seattle.
Right.
They started the first mental health court in the nation, and then we started the first mental health court here in South Carolina. And then we picked up the juvenile drug court from family court, and then we also are getting ready to start this veterans court. We've always helped veterans in our adult drug court, but we want to have a special court just for them, and we're working here locally with the VA hospital, the Ralph A. Johnson Hospital, to help those veterans.
And you leave the bench all the time, you go out in the community. What are you telling people exactly about the probate court, Judge, and the court itself?
That it's a very important court, that it's the one court that touches all of our citizens, from a marriage license to an involuntary commitment for alcohol and drug and mental illness that affects all of our families. We go to the MUSC Institute of Psychiatry every week and do hearings there, and also to Palmetto Hospital, and then also over to the VA. It's easier for us, a judge and a clerk, to go to our citizens rather than bringing them over to the courthouse, and it helps the families in that regard.
Let me turn to your reelection campaign. This is a press release from you just recently. It says this: Charleston County Probate Judge Irv Condon announces reelection campaign. Obviously, you just mentioned you're an attorney and CPA, but you're Charleston County's probate judge, and you are actually one to continue to lead the Charleston County Probate Court, Judge. Tell me, how would you lead if you're reelected?
Continually, we just learned that we were one of 2 courts in the nation selected for 2 different programs. One was the American Bar Association Assistance and Monitoring Program, and we're doing that currently with the Charleston School of Law.
Yeah.
And then we just learned with the National Center for State Courts that we were one of 2 courts in the nation to pilot this rapid conservator response project, where we will monitor the expenditures of conservators on a daily basis rather than on an annual basis. And we're working with technology to monitor with the National Center of State Courts, our conservatorships here in Charleston County. We also go out and do free seminars. We hold a monthly seminar. We've got one coming up this Monday, October the 1st, and that's at the courthouse there. And I've been doing that monthly for years. We also go out into the community. I just appeared at the Mount Pleasant Senior Summit, and then I also speak at the Low Country Senior Centers, whether it's James Island, North Charleston, West Ashley. We're getting ready to open a senior center there. We go around and speak at those seminars, and also to civic clubs, all free of charge, and to other service organizations, whether it's Rotary, any of the different organizations. We go and speak and explain what probate court does. And as a lawyer, I'm an attorney, I have the ability to explain what estate planning you need, that you need a will, that you need a healthcare power of attorney, that you need a business power of attorney, and that you should consider a living will, which is a declaration of desire for natural death. Also the 5 wishes document, all documents in estate planning that I can explain as an attorney, where my opponent is not an attorney and can't explain those things because she does not have that experience. All of our probate judges too, the associates, Judge Curry, Judge Quintin, and Judge Kirshner and myself, we're all attorneys, and my opponent is not an attorney.
From 1994 to right now, what is the biggest difference about the Charleston County Probate Court, Judge, in your mind?
The biggest difference as far as it's the population growth and the aging of our population. We have 10,000 people turning 65 years or older in our country each day. And so our courts are much, they're busier because of that. And so as probate courts, since we deal with estates and guardianships and conservatorships and trusts, we're busier in that regard.
And I see your signs around town all the time.
Yes.
It says proven experience. Prove your experience here.
My experience, 24 years of helping the citizens of Charleston County, whether it's being selected by the National Center for State Courts as one of the 2 courts in the country to pilot that. They saw my experience and they've come and asked us to be the pilot for that. Not just the National Center for State Courts, but the American Bar Association came with this assistance and monitoring program. We had the adult drug court and the mental health court, the family court, and the solicitor came to me to run the juvenile drug court. So that's the proven experience that we have and want to continue to serve our community. And whether it's getting calls from the senior center to come speak on estate planning, where as an attorney that I can do that, my opponent cannot do that. And so that's the proven experience that we have here with the current myself and the 3 associate judges. And I've got Peter Quintin, who's a Marine Corps veteran, Lena Kirshner, very active in the community, and she's another very experienced judge. Both Judge Kirshner and Judge Quintin were former law clerks of mine. And Judge Curry and I have been together for 21 years, and so we worked hard to help the citizens of Charleston County and want to continue that service. And I've got supporters down the line from Anita Zucker to Mayor Joe Riley. People have seen that proven experience from both sides of the aisle, whether they're Republican, Democrat, or Independent. They appreciate the work we do and want us to continue. There should be a nonpartisan race, a judge should be, and we are nonpartisan throughout the years.
And Judge Curry, he said 21 years with you.
21, yes.
What have you learned about Mr. Judge Condon right here?
That he is consistent, that the citizens of Charleston County are at utmost concern to him, and that he continues to bring different innovative ideas to improve our court. so that we can effectively represent our citizens.
And going back to your reelection campaign, what else do you want people to know about you, Judge Irv Condon?
That I'm a CPA and an attorney. That's a big distinction. My opponent is not an attorney, not a lawyer, never practiced law, has no probate experience. I've practiced law with the Rosen and Haygood firm. Prior to that, I was with Price Waterhouse. I went to the College of Charleston, where we're interviewing here today, and also to Clemson University and the University of South Carolina. I also was accepted to the Wharton School at the University of Pennsylvania. And I wanted to stay home, and that's why I went to law school, and I wanted to help the citizens. So that's why I'm doing that as probate judge, and want to continue as probate judge, doing innovative projects and helping our seniors, particularly protecting our senior citizens.
What is the state of senior citizens right now as you know it?
We've got an aging population, as indicated earlier.
Right.
I experience it daily. My mother is 92, getting ready to be 93 years of age. We have sitters in during the day, and we are there at night. This is my night, my week this week, and so I see what senior citizens go through, and I've spent nights at the hospital and just trying to make sure that she's taken care of. And other families are out there too. So that's the main thing that we want to do for our senior citizens that we can do in the probate court is to make sure that they get their estate planning done. And as a lawyer, I can explain the need for a will, that they should consider a trust, that they should consider a living will, a healthcare power of attorney, on down the line. And whether it's the 5 wishes document, whether it's cremation, when they do pass, all big legal issues that they need to consider. We hope that they get their estate planning done, which is doing a will, doing that power of attorney, because we really don't want the conservatorships and guardianships. We'd rather people to manage their own money through trust or powers of attorney. But if not, we're there to help them in the conservatorship and guardianship, and that's why we were selected as one of the 2 courts in the nation to pilot that program for assistance in monitoring, and the other new project with the conservators.
And Judge Curry, going forth, what should the Charleston County Probate Court do next for senior citizens and people who are having issues with drug and alcohol in your mind?
Well, one of the things that we're doing through our adult drug court currently is we are partnering with the Charleston Center to offer medical, it's called MAT, medical assisted treatment, especially those who have opioid addictions. And so we constantly seek training as judges, the counselors, staff members, so that we can offer whatever is new and innovative out there, especially with individuals who have substance abuse issues. The same with our elderly, where we're always looking at programs to help to avoid any type of fraud or exploitation where seniors are concerned. One of the things that we found is partnering with other agencies, always assist the court, whether or not it's for a drug court, helping people start school. We have a number of individuals who didn't have GEDs and getting them into GED programs, individuals who attend tech.
Right.
We've had individuals who have graduated from college. I had a graduate this morning from our mental health court, and one of the things that I did was assisted him in filling out an application for a program that I worked with the mental health center called Mental Health for Heroes. They're offering scholarship for school. So we partner and try to look at the needs of our individual clients, whether or not it's helping someone who has an estate issue and they need a deed of distribution done, and partnering with the Center for Heirs Property Preservation. We work with them to avoid heirs property. So we look at the individual needs of the individuals and to see what we can do to assist. And that includes housing. We'll have individuals who are in our specialty courts and they don't have housing, and it may be that we have a 501c3 program and we're assisting with down payments for apartments or sober living housing. And so that's what we try to do.
And we also partnered, particularly with the Center for Heirs Property, to explain the need to have that estate planning, to have a will, and to, they have free will clinics, and we work with them, and then also and explain to them how they can probate the estate if they do have heirs property, how they can do that determination of heirs, either through the probate court, or they can go to the specialized court through common pleas over to their master in equity and get the clear title that way. So that's, explaining the heirs property is very important. And the other thing that we do is, partnering with even like the Mills House Hotel.
Right.
We do an annual seminar for the last 20+ years where we educate attorneys, CPAs, and others that practice in the court on what's happening in probate court. And we do that every December with the Mills House. And we've been able to raise funds to help our specialty courts with the housing costs, with bus passes, okay, and with furnishings at the courthouse, such as portraits, anywhere from, we've got a portrait of the late Judge Bridges,
Right.
Former probate judge Bernard Fielding.
Oh, yeah.
We've got, and coming up, our late judge that passed, Judge Jack Cadelia,
Oh, yeah.
a portrait of him, and then of a professor that helped us in those programs, Professor Jenny Meeks.
21 years together.
Yeah.
What is that one person that still plays in your mind about when it comes to the Charleston County Probate Court judge and that court itself?
You mean the one person that comes to my mind?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, I look at some of our stalwarts, like Judge Perlman, Judge Fielding, who have mentored Judge Condon and I. When you can, get on the phone, Judge Fields,
Right.
and
Oh, yeah.
and who has served as special administrators on cases. And so over the years, you realize that the court has been around for a long period of time, but there is such a wealth of knowledge in the Charleston County Bar that you can, look at some of our stalwarts, and what we hope to do is to carry on the traditions of practicing law that they did, whether or not it was 30 years ago or 40 years ago or 50 years ago. And even when we look at the fact that, we've been working together for 21 years, it doesn't feel like 21 years. And when you can wake up and still love your job and still love serving the community, then you know that hopefully you're providing something or some benefit to others, and we still enjoy it.
That is so great to hear.
Thank you.
Still enjoy it.
Oh, yeah, that's great to hear.
Thank you.
Oh, you're
And
welcome.
my mentor was Morris Rosen, the late Morris Rosen.
Right.
And he practiced law almost till he was 90 years old. He was a Southern gentleman, very respected attorney, and I learned at his footsteps how to treat everyone equally and fairly, and always be courteous to everyone. And then we're sitting here at the College of Charleston. This is actually the site of where I went to high school. This is the old Bishop England High School
Right.
site. And I can remember being in that back parking lot, going off to play in the state championship, and a young mayor came and greeted us that day with great energy. And that was Mayor Joe Riley back in 1976. And I've always been inspired by what Mayor Riley has done.
That's so great to
Okay.
hear.
Thank you.
Well, Judge Irv Condon and Judge Tamara Curry, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate this.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Thank you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
Appreciate it.
Anytime.
Thank you.
Man, you're
Thank
welcome.
you.
Anytime.
Good.